you mentioned something that
Yeah.
that's now in place, which is
Absolutely.
the water intake
Yep.
facility. So why don't you explain what that's all about?
We have our phase one, or our first wave, as we're calling it, of our construction project is the life support system building that was constructed last year. It's the first building on stilts on Main Street, because one of our wonderful challenges is that we're building in a floodplain, so we're
Right.
meeting that challenge effectively. And this building is the lifeblood of the hospital. It's consists of 3 5,000-gallon storage tanks, 2 very large pumps to draw in the salt water directly from the Cape Cod Canal. And this is an asset that a lot of places don't actually have. A lot of places are forced to manufacture water or to have an extensive trucked-in system.
Yeah.
Because we have this natural salt water, and again, the community has been really helpful in making that possible. Because we have access to salt water, it's like gold. It's the lifeblood.
Right, and that's up and running.
It's
It
up
is
and running. We
That
use
is
it for our sea turtle Fletcher over the winter.
That's
Think
great.
of it as the heart, the absolute heart of the Marine Animal Hospital. It is pumping lifeblood into the hospital. And it's the first wave of our building, and it's done.
That's great.
It cost us about $1.5 million to complete it, and it's done, it's ready, and now we're on our second wave.
Which is,
The second
this is
wave,
this is where all the critical work's going to occur, correct?
It is.
It is.
Our current wave, what we're funding right now, is our new marine animal hospital. We're building the structure and the infrastructure to rebuild our hospital, to make it bigger and better and more attractive and more functional than it ever was before, to rebuild our sea turtle area, to add capacity for seals, to put in all of the infrastructure, to address the floodplain issues, to address the environmental issues. And we're doing all that for another chunk, or wave if you will, of about $1.5 million. We're going to have that operational by sea turtle stranding season, so by the end of October.
Wow.
And we'll be taking care of animals there
So
over
the
the
funding
winter.
is in place for that, mainly?
The funding for that wave is predominantly in place. We
That's
just
awesome.
we have a
We have a
little
little $100,000
Extra
challenge
piece.
grant, which, to put on a little lick of paint here and to round off a corner there. We're getting absolutely tremendous support from the community for that. And that will guarantee that on October 30th, 2009, we'll be opening that Marine Animal Hospital. It'll be ready to take patients that will be stranding on Cape Cod beaches this fall.
That's amazing. And what's nice about that is that people see it being built, they know it's real, it's not a project down the road someday, we hope to get it. This is actually dirt being moved, and
This is just the beginning. We're undergoing our next wave once we get operational for turtles. Our next wave is to raise another $1.5 million to complete the hospital and to add those tanks for the dolphins and for those pilot whales.
What we're not missing here, even though we're making a very functional building that's going to deliver services in a time-phased way, we're going to do this in chunks, one wave at a time. So we're doing that, but we're not forgetting that we're right on Main Street of Buzzards Bay. And so what we put there has to make a statement about the revitalization of Buzzards Bay. This new frontage for the building is going to be absolutely stunning because it's a product called...
It's a product called X-Tech, and it's this polycarbonate plastic. You can see we've got 2 pieces here, just slide together, so it's fairly easy to install. It's going to be a translucent wall, so the whole Main Street side of the building is going to be this translucent wall. And behind the wall we're going to have shadows of dolphins and whales and seals and turtles that will change in the light. As the light throughout the day changes, different shadows will appear. So it'll be this amazing design feature for Main Street. People will be driving by to see it. I'll be driving by to see it, and I work there. More importantly, or equally importantly, is it's going to allow us to save some money on lighting because it'll let natural light in, and of most importance to us is it's really important for the healing of these animals that they get access to natural light, that they have that sense of night and day, that maintain their diurnal cycle.
Right.
And so this will allow us to very easily get natural light throughout the hospital building, and so it'll help the animals reduce their stress, help them recover.
The architects have used that, the fact that we need to get that natural light into the animals, but they've used it to design a wall of plastic that takes the light from the sun and changes all day long. So it's a bright blue as you're driving by during the daylight. It has sort of an orange feel to it, an orange tint at sunset. And at night you get the reflective glow from inside, the lights inside. So it will be a spectacular frontage for Buzzards Bay, and a great, just a great sight for people to see. Yes.
Well, can we hold up? Can we get a shot of this?
We can get a shot. It's magnificent.
I think it's just worth to zoom in if we could,
Yeah.
just to get an idea what you're talking about. That's a great shot. Thank you. And the different colors are fascinating. I think it's going to add a lot of pop to Main Street.
It will.
And hopefully
will be
people will
driving
play
by.
off that theme and be inspired by the design, because right now Main Street's a little bit drab, you know, a little bit
So
worn. So
we're taking that into consideration.
this is
as
going to
we go.
really jump out at people. And
Part of the revitalization of downtown Buzzards Bay, and we're very proud of it. And
great, thank you.
and it's functional and it's beautiful.
Right. And what's exciting to me, some new structures that are part of your longer range plan to incorporate the other missions, which would be the education and the research.
So this building is our hospitals. Our new life support system is in the back somewhere, kind of between where you and I are sitting, and that's pumping the water in. This is our marine animal hospital that's currently under construction. And you can see one view of the facade over here. We'll be having the next wave complete for sea turtles or seals by the end of October of this year, and then the final hospital wave will be complete by the end of next year as we add the tanks for the dolphins, the porpoises, and the small whales, science laboratories, and additional space. At that point, we're going to spend some time refining the design and fundraising for our new Marine Animal Discovery Center and our Ocean Science Laboratories. And that's this building right here. What we've, as we're in the old, I think it was the Grossman's hardware store.
Yeah, the retail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That building is
Buckling.
quickly becoming
A little worn out.
challenging. Worn out.
It's a challenge.
Those
It's a
are
challenge.
some good words.
Yeah.
So our plan is to eventually tear that building down and rebuild our new year-round Discovery Center with a gift store, cafe, bookstore area
And
on this L.
Nice frontage on Main Street again.
Absolutely
That's
magnificent.
critical, I think, because now people can walk along the sidewalk and really start to be pulled in, perhaps.
Exactly.
The parking will be on the back side,
Right.
Back here.
hidden away from the main street. So you're just going to have a nice, clean, beautiful front.
That's great.
We're going to, on the first floor, we're going to have an auditorium so people can come in and see. We can have programs, movies,
Oh, great.
Education.
educational events. On the 2/3 of the building will be 2 floors of exhibit space. So a year-round Discovery Center with interactive exhibits, information about the animals, and just that information that will promote conservation, attract tourism. Our second floor above the auditorium is our Ocean Learning Laboratories, our educational center. We'll have classrooms.